thank you and welcome here in this presentation. And let's see, and let's do the PowerPoint now, and then I'll walk you through the presentation. Okay. So this is the presentation. It's about the secret of masters of manifestation. It's about how can we quicker manifest or attract whatever we would like to attract in our everyday lives. So I think in a way, we have always been attracting or manifesting different things in different areas in our lives. So for example, some people are very good and masters in manifesting money. So those people are good in manifesting money and financial conditions and so on. And then we have people who are incredible at manifesting or achieving goals and dreams in their health and in body. And then we have people who are incredibly good in manifesting partnerships or relationships. So they're incredible in the communication part and so on. So my question tonight or today in this presentation will be actually about what is the secret that makes these people masters. So they are so good and so well in manifesting whatever they would like to manifest in their lives and dreams. So let me first start by saying that this is the right and the best. This is the best learning state. So if you are in a good state for learning, so maybe you sit straight and have a big smile and be a little bit curious what you're going to learn today. So I invite you to have a different state of mind. So the learning state is a state where you actually come and think and say, okay, what if whatever the presenter or speaker is saying could be used in my life? So let's just look at it. Of course, you know that whatever I say is just my model of the world, so I might be wrong, but I invite you that you put yourself in a learning state, a state of curiosity. So a little bit about myself. So I've been a trainer, a speaker for many, many years. Of course, one of my biggest and most important things in my life, it's my family. On your left side on the screen, you see my younger daughter. She will be 2 in November, and my family is a place where I always go after work or after everything I do, and it gives meaning to my life. It's one of the most important parts in my life, and I think my life has meaning because of my wife, my kids, and my friends, and I think my bigger family are my students, people I learn from and I learn with, and I teach every day or so often now that they become my family. I write books. I have so many different books in English. You can find them on Amazon, but I use different nicknames or names. And this is one of my teachers, a person who just shows all the time and every day how is it possible to achieve miracles without having any arms and legs. Nick Vujicic, and he was in Slovenia, and I was so happy to be able to promote him and also to organize some events with him here locally, because to me, I always admire and I like people that go out, even though they don't have all the possibilities, but they have this courage, they have this passion inside. And this is something that I would like that you have as well in yourself, so that you have this great passion that you would like to achieve whatever you would like to achieve, because this is actually your choice. And Nick Vujicic, of course, is one of my models, and I'm so happy to be able to learn with him and from him. Now, just to give you a small map of Slovenia, where I am now, I'm actually sitting here, right at the border with Italy, in the middle, in the heart of Europe. Slovenia is a small country, and sometimes we joke that if you drive too fast and you speed on a highway, you may end up in a different country. So we are actually a very small country, but only 2 million people. But we are nice people, and of course you're welcome to visit us and enjoy the beauties of the country. And we have some great places all around in Italy, Austria, Hungary, Croatia. So there are many nice places to visit in our country and all around. And I love living here, and my goal is, of course, and I hope to be able to live here in such a great environment all my life. But of course, I also like to traveling and exploring different countries around the world. So just to give you a perspective where I'm broadcasting or giving this presentation from live. So how I started this road, one of my first teachers was Brian Tracy. I don't know if you're familiar with Brian, but I met Brian by an accident. One of my friends couldn't attend his seminar, so I got the ticket free of charge. And when I saw him live, I didn't know much about personal development. I didn't know much about goal setting and so on. But one of the exercises he asked me to do was to set 10 goals, relationship goals, goals about financials, goals about my weight and health, and so on. And the magic technique that he used was a technique that actually helped me create and manifest those goals. So what happened was that in 1 year, because these were all yearly goals, I achieved all those goals. It was amazing. The only thing I didn't like is the way I achieved them. So be aware that sometimes what you wish for, it may come true. And from Brian, one of my mentors was Tony Robbins, and Tony Robbins was, of course, my teacher for several years. I used to attend and work and crew on most of his seminars in Europe, and some of them in Australia and the States. And I learned so many different things, and he's a great model, of course, with his incredible energy. And now, for the last 7 years, I've been assisting on Dr. Richard Bandler's trainings. So he's the co-founder of Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and this is what I do a lot back home in Slovenia. I do a lot of NLP practitioner, master practitioner, coach, and hypnotic practitioner, and so on, workshops. And I love NLP, and I think NLP is one of the best technologies that I can use, or people can use, to change other people's lives. And what Tony does, and even Brian Tracy uses a lot of NLP behind. So many times it is not called NLP, and they don't call it NLP, but it's still a great technology of mind. Now, in the beginning, it wasn't always like this. You can see this is the entrance of one of the hospitals here locally. So how did I start? I ended up in a hospital. That was my first steps in this field. It's like, I don't know if you had an experience like this, that you had a calling or something was trying to teach you or send you into a direction where you could achieve something different or do something different in your life. And to me, it happened that I was in a many years ago. It seems like in a previous life, but I was under great stress. My relationships were not so good. I was overweight. My career was in a strange position. It was a hot summer, a lot of heat around, and my finances and money was not doing well. So I was actually in a really bad position in my life, in a position where I didn't see much hope, and all this led to that I ended up in a hospital. And from that place, I felt that the voice inside of me was so strong, so powerful, that I had to do something, that I had to make my next step. And from that, I came to where I am now, which I think and I feel like a different life, completely different life. So So let me give you some advice or some tips how I did it and what I did and how I started. So first of all, just an idea for you, and this helped me a lot. One of the first exercises I did was an exercise when you write two numbers on a piece of paper, and the number one is the number, and this was a financial exercise, that and the amount of money you are making right now. And the second number is the amount of money you believe you worth, or the amount of money you could be making if you would be using all of your potential. So these are the two numbers that I invite you that you write on a piece of paper. And when you see the difference between two numbers, you will see the money that you are leaving on the table every single month because you don't do everything that you could do with your life, that you don't give all the potential that you have inside of you. You actually don't give your very best. And to me, this was like a wake-up call. I have so much potential inside of me. Why don't I do something with this potential? And that's how I started. I started then, and I was reading books, and I went to so many different workshops, and all this led to a place where I'm now, when I'm teaching and I'm giving back to people. And I spoke now in 20 countries, and I have my books translated. And actually, one of the greatest things is that now, instead of asking for trainings and so on, I get so many people inviting me to do presentations and I'm speaking for them. So I actually invite you to do this exercise. Write down those two numbers. Number one is whatever you're making right now, and number two, whatever you think you should be making by using all of your potential. And the second exercise I did so many years ago was, again, write on a piece of paper two feelings, two emotions. An emotion that you are mostly having or enjoying, or not so much enjoying right now when you're thinking about whatever you want to change, and the emotion you would like to have and feel. And again, see the big difference, because at the end, it's the quality of your life that will actually make you enjoy your life more. So I actually invite you to put all those two emotions and just see the difference, the one that you're feeling right now and the one that you would like to be feeling. And to me, a lot, it helped me that I became more and more open for new ideas. And it's like we always get so many ideas from other people, but we don't listen. And I wasn't listening. And now it's great that anytime somebody comes to me, I am more and more curious. And what if this person is right? What if this is another possibility, and so on? So become open for new ideas, and this is also something that I'm asking you to do at this very moment when we go through this presentation. Okay, so let me talk to you a little bit about this simple model that is about the law of attraction action. And you can see this model from different presenters used in a different way, but so many times we are caught in this spiral when we see the results that we are getting in our everyday life. So these are our results, and depending on the results we're getting, this stimulates our beliefs. So the better results, the better the beliefs. But at the same time, if the results are not so well, or if the results are not the way we expect them to be, then at the same time, our beliefs are that we are not expecting. And when we don't have great beliefs, great thoughts in our minds, then we are not vibrating. We are not producing the right energy. And this energy doesn't allow us to attract what we want to attract. But at the same time, with this energy, or with these emotions, with these feelings, with that vibration, we are not taking so much action. Or if we are taking action, we are doing some action in a bad state, in a negative state, in a negative vibration. And those actions usually don't bring results, or the results we are getting are not so good. So in order to change the results, because this is what we would like to attract, so the masters of manifestation, and the secret of the masters of manifestation comes from actually having the results that we are all aiming at. So let's say that you are listening to this presentation, or you would like to learn how you would like to attract more money, or your goal, your idea is, or you're listening to this presentation if you would like to have better relationship, or a different career, or a different health. So there are so many things and areas that we would like to have some manifestation and we would like to attract. And my belief is that the more you change your inner world, the more you change how you think, how you feel, how you believe, the more you will change the way you will act, and therefore you will have different results. And I would like to ask you to start turning the spiral in a different direction. And by just tuning in into this presentation, spending some time learning instead of watching TV or doing some other activity, you are going to be having a different state of mind, different emotions, and of course, hopefully by the end you will want to do a different kind of action. And think about people who are having those expectations, having those vibrations that we are aiming at now and talking about, and doing the right activities, of course, do get results. And I would like to ask you that from now on, and that is only until the rest of your life, do tune in some empowering beliefs, put yourselves in a great states, and only and mostly from those great states, take action. And all that will lead you and guide you to have some great results in your life. Now, a question, of course, is we are all familiar with one of with the highest peak and mountain in the world, Mount Everest. And if you one day decided to go and explore this mountain, the best advice would be to actually ask people who have been on this mountain before. So talking to those people who have been on this mountain would actually lead you and help you learn and make less mistakes, because they know the path. They will guide you, they will teach you. And sometimes you may not even listen to all the details they will give you, because you would like to do it in your own way. But having the structure, having and actually being very careful or on the main points, you will be able to succeed and achieve and get on the top of the mountain more likely when you will have a one person or somebody who you could model. So one of the advices that all of my teachers, that some of them I showed you at the beginning of the presentation, probably all the teachers that I have and I met in my life, I could have another presentation just about them and what I learned from them. But at the same time, I wanted to emphasize how important it is to learn from mentors, learn from people who actually achieved what you would like to achieve. So think about your ideal goal. Think about what you would like to attract, what would you like to manifest, and think about who are the masters of manifestation in this field, and what can I learn from those masters. I mean, I'm reading biographies and I'm reading and studying other people's lives all the time, because I'm curious. I'm curious how these people think and how do they think, and so on. And also, like, for example, Elon Musk, who is the founder of Tesla, and I'm curious what kind of goals he's setting on himself, on his companies, and so on. And recently I read about his 5-year and 3-year and 10-year goals, and I was amazed. This guy is actually very much looking into the future and expecting some changes to happen. And this is something that we should do at the same time in a career way. So if you are planning a career, it's great to be thinking about how is this world changing, what are the new career opportunities, and so on. But look at people who are great models. So if you want to be happy, it's great that you spend more time with people who are happy. They will actually drag you into being more happy. And by doing this, you will start changing incredibly. And I may not know all of you, and I know some of you, but the whole purpose of me talking to you now is that you would do something different with your life, because you have so much potential and you have so much power inside of you, and use this potential, use this power to create something great. And I have to say something that I keep repeating, and but it's actually so incredible that today, with my new life, with everything that I change in my internal processes and beliefs and values and thoughts and emotions and reactions and so on, the worst day today is better, far better than the best day in my previous life, the life that I was explaining to you before. So start modeling, start asking questions to people who have achieved what you would like to achieve, and to people who actually have so much to give you. And remember that you only take whatever you like to take. Don't take their problems and their limiting beliefs. Take this part of the model that you would like to have. And there is another thing that I learned from my mentors and teachers and from all the experiences that I had with thousands and thousands of people all around the world, is that there are two key ingredients of the law of attraction that we need to be actually very careful at. One is positive psychology. So think about how you can put yourself in a great state. From a good state and in a great emotion, the actions that you're going to take are going to be completely different actions. The activities that you're going to be able to do from that state are going to be activities, actions that will be in a positive state. And like, for example, let's say that you are in a selling from a positive and great state will bring you far better results than doing it from a bad state, bad psychology. So first, put yourself in a good state. Put yourself in a great, empowering, motivated state. And let me talk to you a little bit more about this later on, how you can do that. But at the same time, so many people, after watching the movie The Secret, reading all the books, forget about taking action. And I think, and that's an important part when you want to attract whatever you want to attract, is that if you would like to take some great action, you need some excellent strategy. You need some great strategy. So you need to be in a good state. You need to believe in yourself, believe that you can achieve, but then you need to know how you can do that. So you need some strategies. You need to learn and model some great people. So let's say, for example, your goal is to write a book, but then you need a strategy, how you can do that. You need different ways, and then you need people who will edit your book. You need somebody who will actually help you publish the book and so on. So you need some ways and strategies to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So my question to you is very simple. If you would like to attract money, career, relationships, health, whatever you want to attract, think about, is it a psychology or a state or a mind question or problem, or is it a strategy question or problem? Is it a challenge that you need to be more disciplined or more motivated, or you need to find the why you want to do it? Or is it really a question that you don't know how to do it? So if I want to bake bread, for example, I may be in a great state and very positive and saying, yes, I will do this, bake this bread tonight and make it. But if I don't have the ingredients, or if I don't know how to do it, the first step will not help me. So I will need to learn. I will need to go online, find some recipes, and then choose from one, maybe ask some people, and then bake bread and just simply do it, take action. But I need a strategy. And for so many things in our lives, we feel stuck simply because we are sometimes not asking questions the right people. We are asking people who never climbed Mount Everest about how to climb Mount Everest. So your goal is, of course, to be asking questions, people, learning, reading about people who have done it before. You need strategies that work. And simply by observing what they do, you'll be able to use those strategies and, of course, use the law of attraction in the way that you could attract and have and be and do whatever you want to do. So, the question that I'm asking to you is, whatever you're doing, whatever your career or financial or other goals are, what kind of tools, what kind of strategies are you using today? I mean, are you using strategies and tools and thinking from the previous century, or are you using new strategies? So your goal from this presentation, from what I'm now trying to talk to you about, is that you should go out and model the best in the industry, the best in the field. Look people who have great relationships, who are smiling, who, if you like to have a great relationship, look and read about those people. Because some people may not be available for you to talk to. And some people may not even be alive anymore, and you would like to model them. So to me, modeling, it's like way of living. And think about a book, like reading. And I would actually encourage you. I have some tips for you, or practical advices that I want to give you, give them to you later on. But think about a book. Usually, an author puts their lifetime experience in a book, which is totally inexpensive for you to absorb and take all that energy, all that learnings, and so on. So I encourage you, immerse yourself in reading, learning, and listening to similar webinars, seminars, and becoming better and better every single day. And Albert Einstein pointed out one of very important parts, that we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. So your goal is to look for new strategies, new ways of thinking. And let's see all these areas very briefly. So what are the problems that people face today? So many times people feel stuck, so that they are unable to do what they want to do, or sometimes they don't have solutions. Then you will find people who are afraid. They have so many different fears that are limiting them. I was telling you before that one of the things I'm teaching is NLP practitioner, and on an NLP course, on a practitioner course, we bring snakes and spiders, and we test people after we taught them how easy it is to remove their fears. And fears simply are created because people in their minds create some pictures and some incredible voices by which they are afraid. And simply by removing those pictures, removing those images, people are able to become more curious, to explore more. And NLP is so incredible, so fantastic to help people. So people are afraid to make next step, afraid of the future, and so on. Then we have bad relationships, people who bring all the things that happened in the previous relationship into a new one, or even don't want to start a new relationship, simply because they are afraid that the old story would happen again. Or people are afraid to start a relationship because somebody else had some problems in their relationship. And then they just simply visualize a next relationship to be a failure, and then they don't do any steps. Or even though when they had an opportunity, they don't do anything. And then you will find people who have careers they don't like, or people they don't have enough money. And think about, we are living in a society, in a world where money is being printed more and more every day. So you have more money than ever around the world, and we have more millionaires and billionaires than before anywhere in the whole history. And the whole idea here is that I encourage you, if this is one of your goals, is that you focus your mind and yourself on providing great service to the people. The better the service that you're going to provide to the people, to the clients, and so on, the better and the more likely you are earning more money. Because the more lives you're going to change, the more impact you're going to have on this planet, the more you will get it for yourself. And then at the end of the day, you will realize you don't need so much money, actually. But if you have a lot of money, it's great, because then you can help other people. If you are sick, you're not able to help other sick people. So you need to be healthy to be able to help people who are not so healthy. And if you want to help people who are poor, you need to decide, commit to become wealthy, to be wealthy, to attract more money, to make more money, to earn more money. And then we have bad health, bad energy. So people who don't have this energy to live, to enjoy life. And one of the key areas is, of course, also life without meaning. You'll find today people that they live, but they go through life without purpose, sense, meaning. And my goal for you is to change, to transition to the other side, where you'll have freedom. And I don't mean freedom simply being free of, but freedom of mind, freedom of being able to decide whatever you want to decide. And one of the key areas that I encourage you to have is to have peace of mind, to enjoy and have fun, to have great relationships. And so many times I encourage people to love your family, but at the same time, you will find so many incredible people who are like-minded, who are your soulmates, who are thinking the same way like you are all around the world. So anywhere I travel, I find people who are actually inspiring, who I learn from. And sometimes these people I meet for the first time in my life, and I know so little about them, but at the same time, I know so much about them, because we are all connected. So your goal is to create those inspiring relationships, to learn. And you can learn from so many different people. And so many times when you go to these events and when you talk to people, even though like events like this online, you are going to be able to learn from each other, for connecting with each other. And then I invite you to have a hearty career when you put all your heart and you enjoy it, and find something that you like doing. So this is something that I enjoy doing so much. I mean, I enjoy teaching and helping people, coaching people. Always when people ask me a question, if I won a lottery, or if I had all the money, and actually I won a lottery, maybe I will tell you a little bit about this later on. But if I had all the money on this world, would I be doing the same thing that I'm doing right now? And the answer is, of course, yes. I love it. This is my mission, my passion, and it's always incredible that even though sometimes I don't have the physical energy, there is some voice in myself or something in me that wants me. Oh, let's do it. Let's do one more workshop, and it's something that, of course, the more I work, the more I do, makes me, of course, also much better each and every time. So then it's, of course, the financial area, and I encourage you to set a goal to provide the best possible service, the best possible solutions to your customers, clients, to your boss, and the money will come. And again, think about being in a good state. Your life will be much more healthier and you'll be more full of energy. And the whole idea here is your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings do influence your body. the better emotions, the better states you are in, more health you will have. It is, of course, so critical, so important that in case of any disease or illness, you consult to your medical doctor and you go and talk to the authorities about this. But at the same time, make sure that your life is full of great and empowering events and feelings and so on, because this will influence definitely your health. And at the end, it's life with meaning. So find some purpose in your life that will help you enjoy life more. And one of the purposes I believe in our lives are this purpose of serving other people. And think about if you were now in another planet all by yourself and you had all the money, all the things, all the toys, all the cars, all the computers, all the things, whatever your goals and dreams are in a financial way, wouldn't your life be empty, not being able to share this with other people? And I encourage you to find some meaning in life. And one of the meanings, of course, and the purposes in our lives is to be happy, but at the same time, find life purpose in serving and helping other people. This is what I encourage you to do. But let me guide you through some very practical advices and let me give you some advice in what I believe and some tips that could help you attract more. So these are some secrets that I found when I modeled successful people, people who manifest whatever they want to manifest. These are the masters of manifestation. So advice number one, the tip number one is be honest where you are. So think about your financials, your body weight, your health, your career. You are wherever you are. And if you want to move from there, you simply have to be honest and say, okay, this is my position and I'm heading into that direction. That is my goal. So many times people start explaining things that are not true. And by doing this, they are moving away from their dreams and goals. Other people will notice that you are not honest. And people, when you are honest, they actually want to help you. When you say, okay, listen, I would like to write a book, but I don't know how to do it. Or I would like to write a book, and so on and so on, but this is where I am. I don't have even a title yet. And I only have an idea, and so on. So be honest where you are. So this is my tip, my advice, secret number one. And successful people, they tell you where they are, but then they have a vision where they want to be. Of course, that's the next one. Then, my tip, my advice number two is take full responsibility for your life. Don't make excuses. Don't explain to all the people around the world what are your problems and what are the reasons for your situation where you are. Stop making excuses. Stop being a victim. Simply say, okay, I am the master of my life. I am creator of my thoughts. I can influence my thoughts, and I will make sure that my thoughts will guide me, will take me into a different direction. So many times people will start blaming their parents, their country. In my country, which is so small, people will say, yeah, we live in a 2 million country. What can you do in a 2 million country? Or they will say, yes, of course, I don't speak any languages. What can I do? I only can sell in 2 million people country. But at the same time, you have so many translators, they don't have any job. So why don't they use those? Or you will find people who don't speak any language and they have achieved what other people are saying that is not possible to achieve. And I challenge you that for any excuse you will say or find for yourself, you will find dozens or 100 or 1,000 people around the world who have achieved what you are saying is impossible, or what you're saying is the fault that you are not having whatever you're having. And the more you stop living in the past, the more you enjoy the present and look towards the future, the more you will stop making all those excuses. Because your life is now. Your life is now. The real and all that you have is now. And stop making excuses. Take full responsibility for your life. I dare you. Then, one of the great examples I use is one of the athletes from the 2004 Olympics, Matt Amos, from the States. He was so great. He did a great job, and all people were waiting for his last shot. And one of the purposes that I'm giving you his example is because they were expecting him to win a gold medal. But after the last shot, when he actually hit in the middle of the target, which was his neighbor's target, he ended up 7 or 8. So he lost his golden Olympic medal simply because he didn't shoot into his target. He didn't look in the right direction. And why I'm showing you this example is because your goal should be actually to be aiming into your direction. So a next advice, a next tip is have clear goals. If you don't have goals for your relationships, whatever you are now, the relationship will go whatever they will go. And it's not enough to set a goal. For example, when you get married, it's good to change them, to update them, to create whatever you want to create. And so many times I see other people achieving something or having something or doing something. And I say, oh, wow, this would be wonderful to do in my family. This would be wonderful to do in my private life, in my career, and so on. So have clear goals and update them, change them, make them better. If you don't have goals, you will end up like Matt Emmon. So you'll shoot, aim into different direction, or you will simply become part of other people's goals. So tonight, after or today, whatever your time zone is, after this exercise, I invite you that you will set clear goals for all different areas of your life, because this is what the manifestation masters, the masters of manifestation do. They aim and they go and take actions toward the direction of their dreams and goals. Then I invite you to change your state. I explained to you before that your state is so critical, so important. So you can change your state by your posture, your physiology. So if you do some exercise, some sports, some activities, you put yourself in a better state. Then you will actually change your state by focusing, by asking yourself better questions. So I give you an example. So my older kids, when we have lunch or dinner, they're sharing different activities. So some of them need to vacuum clean the living room and the dining room. Some of them need to put the dishes in a dishwasher and so on. And so many times they ask questions like, why me or why now? And then you will see other people doing the same. They are asking themselves wrong questions and focusing by those questions into a wrong direction. So if you ask yourself, why am I having all these problems? You will start moving your mind into the answer of these questions, which sometimes you need to create, and it will be a stupid answer because it's a stupid question. But if you ask yourself a better question, for example, how can I use my potential, or how can I achieve today, or what can I do today to move one step further towards my dreams and goals, then you will start putting yourself in a state of activity, in a state of focus, determination, and so on. So simply by asking yourself different questions, you will put yourself in a different state. And then you have meaning. So many times people give wrong meanings, or meanings that put themselves in a bad state. So they would say, oh, this is the end. You could say it's the beginning. Or so many times people will say, this is God punishing them. But you could say also, this is God giving you another opportunity of giving you or showing you that you are so much more than whatever you thought you are. So think about what empowering meanings could you give in whatever areas in your life you're having challenges. And then change your state. Your state is everything. Even though you don't like washing the dishes, you have two choices. Because so many times you need to do that activity. You could say, okay, can I wash and do the dishes in a good state, in a positive state, and have fun and enjoy life? Because so many times when I talk to people, I have an impression that they would like to go and to see a movie and wait until the end of the movie. But that's not why you go to a movie. You go to a movie because you like to enjoy the movie, not simply, you don't sit into and go into a movie theater and wait, okay, when is going to be the end? So change your state. Then my next advice is, of course, something that I already told you, and I think it helped me a lot, changed my life. You saw, and you will see again after I finish this presentation, because I will show you again my working area at my home, because this is my home office. You saw some books and so on, and those books I've been collecting, and I have them in different parts of my house, and I've been collecting for a long time. And to me, anytime somebody gives me an advice or recommendation for a book, I buy it. Even though I may not read all of them, I did some speed reading courses, and I recommend you do the same, because it will save you a lot of time, and you will find very quickly out if some books are worthwhile reading and studying in details or not. But I think anytime I even have a book in my hands, I feel the energy of the author. So read, listen, watch. I dare you, I encourage you, this has to be one of your rituals. You need to be listening, and anytime I'm driving, I have some material I'm listening, or sometimes I put some music, it depends, but the whole idea here is you put yourself in a learning state, and think about you're very much learning and absorbing, mostly, for example, in the mornings and in the evenings. So you could, instead of watching a series or something in an evening, you could be reading and watching an inspirational movie or learning something new. And if you are driving, let's say for 1 hour every single day in your car, or if you are walking and so on, because you can have now all the materials with you now in different ways and all the time, you are able to finish by simply listening to this material 1 hour or every single day, a whole university in 1 year. So think about a whole university of material you can do in 1 year, and what could you do in 2 years, in 3 years, in 5 years? You could be incredibly more skilled, capable, focused, determined, because you are going to take all this energy, all these learnings from these people. So this is an important advice I encourage you to do. And let's say that 2030, I didn't tell you my goal, but let me tell you my big dream and goal that I have. So my goal is 13th of October. That's my birthday, if you want to send me a greeting card or wish me happy birthday. 2081, that is my 107th birthday. My goal is that by that date, I would like to touch 1,111,111,111 people's lives. I would like to inspire them, to wake them up, to show them hope, to change their lives. That is my big dream, my big goal. And I believe that by 2030, I will be in a position, depending on what books I will read, what people I will spend time with, what decisions I will make. And just think about where are you going to be? Because you already know that whatever you're doing right now, you can predict where you're going to be in 2030. So if you are not happy with the impression or with the picture you have now after this question, change your current activities. Start reading, associate with different people, and start taking different actions. And one of my models, a person which I haven't met face to face, but I follow him, I read him. One of the books that I highly recommend is called Snowball, is actually in my car all the time for many, many years. I've changed cars and I moved the book to the new car, and I have this book with me. It's called Snowball. I'm not sure if this is the whole title, but one of the parts of the title is Snowball or Snowball Effect. And this is a book that actually changed my life. It's an investment book, like a biography book, but it helped me make an amazing decision in my life. And I like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett actually once said, "You will never get a better return on life and an investment than when you will truly invest in yourself." And that is my whole life been about in my recent career. So keep investing in yourself, keep learning and becoming better. And I actually recommend that you go on YouTube or you go online and see some of the teachings and learnings from Warren Buffett. Not only if you want to be an investor, but also he will give you so many great practical advices about how to become better and how to live a better life. This is one of the models that I got from Tony Robbins, from my mentor, and he speaks about this sister Madonna, which is a lady who used to be overweight. She didn't do much activity, and once she was listening to a priest, and the priest was saying how good is to do some activity, some sports, and she started first walking and then running, and she did so many different marathons, and then an Ironman, and she got this nickname of Flying Nun simply because when she was doing the Ironman in the one of the Hawaiian island, the wind was so strong that lifted her up and throw her into the rocks, and the organizer wanted to actually cancel. At that time, she was 72 years old, and the organizer wanted to cancel the opportunity or possibility of people over 65 to participate. But this lady went back the next year, and then she did whole 3 disciplines. Because I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Ironman competition, you need to you need to swim, I think, a little bit less than 4 kilometers, and then you have to do the full 180 kilometers of cycling, and to relax at the end, you do the full marathon. So it's about 6 to 7 or 8 hour activity. So it's quite a long activity, and you need to be in good shape. And this lady did it. So why am I showing you this lady? I'm showing you this great model, and Google her. You will find her under Sister Madonna, and I'm showing you her because you need to find models, and this is something that I already told you at the beginning, but keep on finding people who achieved what you perceive impossible. Why? Because you will then be motivated to move on, and you will say, wow, if this person who has no arms and legs achieved so many great things, I can do the same. You can do the same. Now, one of the advices I want to give you is, of course, that you find a mentor, a coach. I encourage you that you find somebody who will guide you, who has been on Mount Everest, so that you can actually achieve whatever you want to achieve in your life and dream. So a mentor, a coach will show you a different perspective, will guide you, will actually point you into the direction where you want to go. And so many times, all the changes that could take forever would happen much more quicker. And I have so many mentors and coaches all the time, and I have friends who are not even professional coaches, but I ask them, could you go together with me and have lunch today so that we can talk a little bit about this challenge that I have. And simply when I express the challenge or when I brainstorm from solutions together, I find the solution so much more quicker. So I encourage you to find a coach and a mentor. And I teach coaches, and of course, a coaching session with one of my coaches, it's quite obviously a great value for people to change. So actually, I invite you anytime you have a challenge, and let me know. And I have a great number of coaches in different areas could help you, and this is their value. And I encourage you to value yourself. But let me give you a little bit more about this later, because I'm going to give you a gift for a free coaching opportunity. Now, the next advice I want to give you, is change your beliefs. You need new beliefs, new empowering beliefs. How can you change your beliefs? Think about, there are different ways you can change your beliefs. One of them is you challenge them. Challenge your thinking. Most people today, they don't want to have curiosity. They usually want to look around and prove that whatever they're thinking is right. They don't look for exceptions. So your goal is actually to challenge your beliefs and find new empowering beliefs. And again, modeling is one of the best ways, and spending time with people, because if you spend time with people who are achieving whatever you want to achieve, you will find it very easy to believe that is possible. So you need new beliefs. Beliefs have different forms. So for example, let's say that you don't like pizza. A belief about, or you like pizza, I'm not sure if you like it. And let's say that your belief about pizza is that it's a smell belief, it's a taste belief, it's a feeling, or it's maybe visual, or even a sound, how it sounds when you eat it. So you have a belief who has different senses included. And your goal is to change those beliefs and make them the way that they will empower you, guide you towards your goals and dreams. And then again, I have some great program, and I actually have this program that it's helping people change their limiting beliefs, and a workbook full of exercises that you can use for your. Let me also point it out at the end how you can get it as a gift, because this is going to be one of my gifting evenings or gifts, but together in a package. Okay, then another advice, so it's a practical advice number 8, is set a goal that you're going to touch other people's lives in a positive way. So touch other people's lives in a positive way, or simply don't. Just make this decision that anytime you meet a person, you're going to do something good for this person. If you do that, you will simply create magic in your life, because you will again immerse yourself in a great state. And also, anytime you help other people, they will be willing to help you back. And so many times, touching other people's life in a good way will create magic in your life. Use anchors. Use anchors. And if you're not familiar with anchors, anchors are visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, or gustatory stimulus that create emotions or actions in your life. So your goal is now to find some great anchors. So think about, an anchor could be something that will generate a state. So to me, I have a kinesthetic anchor. So anytime I squeeze my right fist, I have this great emotion of empowerment, motivation, energy, self-esteem. This is my right fist. And anytime I feel this emotion, I squeeze my right fist and I keep using this anchor all the time. But then you can have music, you can have different places, and like a great anchor. So think about which anchors could you use to create better states, and to have better quality of life. And if you have some negative anchors, make sure you remove them. Make sure you actually stop having them. I already told you about using winning strategy. So why is it so important that you use a winning strategy? Because you know which strategies in your life are working and which are not. And your goal is to use the best ones, and the ones that they don't work, change them and learn from the best. One of the models that I have and I admire so very much is Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill is one of my teachers, my mentors. Of course, I didn't see him live, but I learned from him so many things. And you can find him on YouTube, and you can find him in different books he wrote. One of the books he wrote is called Think and Grow Rich. It's a great book, and I highly recommend it that you read it. And Napoleon Hill recommends you to have a virtual mastermind. So it's a mastermind that you have in your mind. So it's actually tuning into different energies of different people. And for example, you can have people like Elon Musk, or Bill Gates, or Steve Jobs, or Warren Buffett in your business virtual mastermind. So just think about, for example, let me give you an exercise that you can do. So think about a challenge that you have in your career, and think, what would Warren Buffett do? And simply close your eyes and ask him a question. Warren, what would you do if you were me? And then he will give you an example or an answer. But of course, this will come from you, because you will give yourself an answer from a different perspective. And it will be a different answer, especially if you know a little bit how Warren Buffett thinks. That's why I told you before, it's good that you read biographies. And also find yourself a real mastermind. I have a mastermind group since my first years, since the beginning. So you can meet with your friends once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month. Each of you sets a goal until the next session, and the other people support him or her and give you advice and so on. So it's incredible. I think Mastermind helped me a lot. And one of the things I wanted to point out with the Mastermind groups is that the more you will associate with like-minded people, and the more you will be sharing your goals and dreams, and they will help you with that, the more faster and with energy and great state you will grow. There is even a book about masterminds which is called Meet and Grow Rich. It's a green book, I think, with Joe Vitale, one of the people from The Secret, from the movie, and he will give you some examples how you can set up your mastermind group. But I encourage you that you have a virtual and a real mastermind group. Now, what I would encourage you, and this is something that I want to share with you at the end, is that you become part of my mastermind group. So how will I conduct and how will I actually support you? I will have some live and special coaching calls, each of them happening every month. So once a month, we're going to meet for the next 6 months. And we are going to talk about your challenges, your goals and dreams. And I will pick up some of you and work with you one-on-one, and you can actually observe me working with clients and doing some changes, and this will happen online, so you, even though you cannot be present, you can see the recording and so on. Then, being part of my mastermind group, you'll also be part of a closed Facebook group. So I encourage you to join me and be part of this closed Facebook group. And then we will have some special questions and answers. So for each of the weekly lessons we will have in this mastermind, you can ask me any questions and I will reply to those and guide you through. So let me give you a couple of more examples or practical advices. Think about spending some time alone, being quiet, being alone, and so on. And think about, what don't you see? What don't you see? So the exercise I learned from one of the Tony Robbins teachers and mentors, Keith Cunningham, is actually the Rich Dad from the Kiyosaki book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. And then Kit Cunningham told me about this process, which is called thinking time. It's an incredible process, which I encourage you to use. So you just take a blank piece of paper, write down a question you have for your unconscious mind. Like, for example, how can I see more clients? What can I do to learn more? And then simply write. Don't have any computers, phones, and so on to disturb you. And then you will find the solution that you would like for yourself much more quicker. And then I think the last practical advice I have for yourself is decide, commit, make a firm decision. Your decisions today will guide you and bring you to a different direction. So I encourage you to commit, to make a decision that for the rest of your life will be the best of your life. So I encourage you to take this decision and commit. That is my encouragement. I don't know if you can hear, but we have a storm outside, and you can see maybe a little bit of noise outside. This is a special evening, 13th of July. Okay, good. So what I created for yourself, and I'm so grateful if you would join me, is a course that is called Online Master of Manifestation Coaching Program, which is a certified 6-month program by which you become a master of manifestation and learn new coaching skills. So this will be a coaching program, so you'll become a coach, and as well a manifestation program. So we are going to do two things. We're going to manifest and we're going to learn coaching. So you get 2 certificates at the end, a coaching certificate and a manifestation, master of manifestation certificate. It will be online, so you can do this from wherever you are in your life, and we are starting in 2 months. So we have plenty of time before we start, but if you decide to join me and come on board, you'll get immediate access once you sign up. Okay, so you'll get some audio programs and change belief programs and so on. A lot of material, some video material already as soon as you join me. So what you're going to get in the program is 26 exclusive videos where I'm teaching you coaching and manifestation techniques, audios. So every file you're getting in a video format, you can also, and you will get also in an audio format, so you can put it on your phone and use it when you are running or doing other activities. You'll get PowerPoint presentations, so you can walk through very quickly to get some bullet points and summary, what you learned, and workbooks with some exercises. So you're going to get all this material, and every week you're getting one material, one video, one audio, one workbook, and so on. But you can also ask questions, and once a week I will be answering your questions and so on, so you can be learning with me and manifesting with me for the next 6 months. This is a 6-month program, and this is quite an expensive program. So it's 1,800 euro plus VAT, depending on which country are you from. The VAT or the taxes will be calculated automatically, so your taxes will be based on your specific country. Now, you're getting free my program, which I told you about before, about in this, which is about limiting beliefs. You're getting a free coaching call from one of my mentors, my coaches. You're going to be using your coaching call, you're going to be using or having live coaching sessions. So you're going to have live coachings from computer with me. So I'm going to be your coach online live, which is another opportunity for you to become better and better for 6 months. And this is another value for that. And this is the price which we normally charge for this program. It's one payment of 4,000 euro plus VAT, or 6 payments every month by 697 euro plus VAT. But let me, this is something that I strongly believe. I believe in the quality what I do. I believe that you can have this and do this in your life. And I believe in manifestation. So I'm so eager and happy to have you on the calls. But if you sign in within this next 7 days, and this is the person the lady that I encourage you to contact, you will get it for half price. So you get all these products, a life coach, and the first 5 people who will sign up, they will get a free coaching with me. So one-on-one free session over Skype, and I'm going to go through your dreams and goals and help you. So the total value is 2,000, and if you do it in payments, it's every month 400 euro plus VAT. So this was my call. So I am so grateful for your attention. I will switch now to the other mode, and so many times with the storms, we might be off with electricity for a few seconds and then back. So, but I'm here with you now, and you can hear me and so on. So start with a single step, because whatever your journey is and whatever 1,000 miles are, you need to make one single step. I was so excited, so grateful that you spent this time with me. And let me just switch back to see you here. Thank you for, yes. Oh, hello to everyone. Yes, I wanted to speak slower just to make sure that somebody else understood. Nathaniel, yes. Now, do you have any questions with me? Do you have any questions for me tonight? Thank you very much for listening and being on this call. I see some hands here, and I see some people here. So, any questions before we end up this call tonight? And let me check. Okay. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you very much. It was great to have you. Thank you to join me on this call, and I was excited to have you. And I hope you learned something new today. And one of the things that I want to give you at the end is that you never give up. Make sure that you do your very best, and make sure that today you do one step towards your dreams and goals. So I'm going to end up this session for tonight, and you see the nature around, and I wish you have a good evening, good day. I'm not sure actually from where you are. Have fun, enjoy life, be happy, and do something great, something good. And I look forward to see you soon. I look forward to see you perhaps in the next session. Email me if you have some questions, and email me if you think I can help you change your life or improve your life, and be happy. This is one of my books I wrote. I didn't talk to you about this, but one of the books, I didn't translate it yet to English. It's only in Slovenian. It's called Decide to Get Happy. So make this decision today that only for the rest of your life, you're going to be happy. So thank you so much. Have fun, enjoy, and I look forward to see you soon. Bye-bye.